literally freeing yourself, getting away from, like, breaking past the chains and taking off this big heavy blanket, really feeling free in your body, free from these self-sabotaging, self-limiting beliefs, this negative talk, this negative thinking, moving past this and into more optimistic and hope and dream, and really creating the life that you want without spending hours and hours and hours of meditation. Just closing your eyes and just thinking about this right now, because it is possible. Where I find most busy people fail to achieve their dream life or their perfect life is, the first reason is they actually don't take a step back, close their eyes, or even just take a walk in nature and really see what they want. Just play it like a movie. See what you want. We need to actually take time to reflect, and sometimes it means seeing what you don't want to really see what you do want, because there are things that come into our life where they're showing you also what you don't want, so you become clear of what you do want. And this is how you can create your perfect life, your dream life. It starts with the vision, but it does start with taking a step back and really being mindful and digging deep, going within. What do you want? And if you're not really sure, maybe think about what really gave you joy as a kid. So what would you do if you didn't have to work at all? You know, if money wasn't an object, if you had $1 million, what would you do? If you had $10 million, what would you do? Really think about what would give you the most joy. And this is kind of where you start to discover what you truly want. Okay, the second reason why most busy people fail to achieve their perfect life or move into the life of their dreams or self-mastery is they may see it, but they really don't believe it. They don't think it's possible. And this is where they fail, because they don't see themselves achieving it. But really, why can't you? Other people have. Why can't you? If you really think about that, we're going to get into this a little bit deeper, but it's really truly believing, and even just believing it until it happens. Like, just play with yourself. Like, really just think about, how would life be like if I really did have this, and really start to believe that it is possible. The third reason why most busy people fail to achieve their perfect life is they don't move the steps ahead to actually get their dream life. They don't practice the steps. They don't move ahead, and they keep moving back. And really, to get your perfect life and to have the self-masteries, you really need to practice it daily. Practice this vision, this believing, this moving ahead every single day. So really, you want to take the steps every single day. It's almost like going to the gym, and you want this certain physique, and it takes time, but really it does take consistency, and it does take going to the gym, actually doing the steps. Okay. So those are the three reasons why I see most people fail to achieve what they really want. Okay. But really, you can have that. And I want to welcome you right now to your dream life. I want to welcome you to your perfect life. I want to welcome you to a life of self-mastery. And where we're going to start is, we're going to start with creating your life vision right now. We're actually going to do the work right now. So with your pen and paper, and if you're looking at the replay, this is the time to start journaling. And journaling, to me, I actually didn't see the value in it until I started practicing it and actually doing the work. And it is so powerful. And in fact, it's what got me here into Mexico, helping people just like you, get into your best shape of your life and best health of your life. In fact, healing your disease and moving past your blocks and into mastery. So I do this here in Mexico now, and I've had this dream for 27 years. However, I never gave up, and now I'm here and I'm living it now. So I'm very, very grateful. In fact, it's better than I thought it would be. Because 27 years ago, I actually didn't envision this incredible family I have now, which I have. So it's even better than I ever imagined. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop the share and I'm going to go into see if there's any questions. I have some people watching. Hey. Yeah, so anyone watching, if you have any questions, remember to get your pen and paper and really start to take notes, because you're going to dive deep into what truly makes you happy, and know that by the end of this, you're actually going to take the action steps to actually get what you want, okay? Our practical tips as well. So again, if you have any questions, please leave them here. And if not, I'm going to go back to the training right now. Okay, so here we are. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to create your life vision right now. And so what I want you to do, we're going to do our first draft of what you want your life to look like in the next year. This next year. So right now we're in, like, at the time of this recording, it is, it's almost June. So it's actually halfway through 2022. And you've still got 6 months left here, but you have another 6 for the next year. So we want to think about, in the next year, what do you want to accomplish? And we're going to break this into categories, okay? We're going to break it into health, how you want your health life to look like, how you want your family life to look like, how you want your career life to look like, or your retirement, how you want your wealth to look like. Okay, so we're going to separate this into 4 different categories. And I'm going to walk you through some questions right now. And so you're going to get your pen and paper, and we're going to write at the very top of your pen and paper, we're going to write health. So how do you want your health to look like within this next year? Okay. And so you can just start to just start to write just freely how you want it to look and feel. Some ideas may be that you want to actually start taking care of yourself. And you want to start taking care of yourself so that you feel your best. You want to feel physically strong, and you want to perhaps feel emotionally strong, emotionally stable. You want to have a healthy emotional health and inner well-being. And you want to perhaps wake up feeling energized and strong each day. And you want to start eating well and moving past these quick fixes or these instant boosts, and really into nourishing your body and thinking about your goddess or your god body and really, really taking good care of it. Because remember, I'm not sure if you follow this philosophy, but we're spirits, and we're spirits in this like physical body. But let's take care of our physical body so that we can tap more into our spirit, because the spirit, it's the vehicle, right? And so we can't forget this. We need to remember that we need to take care of our physical vehicle so that our spirit can express itself and you can live free. You can move past these bonds. You can get rid of these heavy blankets and live free again like you were as a kid. Maybe you want to start sleeping well so you have more energy and you wake up with a better mood. Again, this is all about your health. Maybe you want to start a workout regime, because you know that if you start working out, you're actually going to improve your emotional health, because it's going to lift up your spirits. It's going to get you strong so that you feel confident on taking on your day. It's definitely going to give you more energy, and it will help you sleep at night. So these are things that we want to write in your health. Like, how do you want your health to look like within this next year? Maybe you want to remove all the pain in your body. Maybe you want to move pain-free. You can do this. Okay, there is a way, of course. Other people can do it. I can help you do it. You can do it too. If that's something you want, then go after it. Because really, you want to see it first. Write it down. If you write it down, you're more apt to actually have it become a reality. And we know this. With the studies, they show that if you write things down out of your head onto a paper, you're 33% higher chance of you actually achieving it just by writing it down. So that's your health. Now we're going to move into family. So let's write at the on your sheet a heading called family. And so how do you want your family to look like within this next year? Maybe you want to have another child. Maybe you're looking forward to having a grandchild. Maybe you're looking forward to reconnecting with your spouse or your parents or a sibling. But really, what is a healthy family? What is a good family nourishing family? What does that feel like? What does it look like? So start to free flow, write that down. So maybe it looks like being more present with your family. And this is something that we need to really be aware of now with all the digital social media that's out there, and it's addicting, and we have to know that it is. And so to be present with your family, maybe it means phone free, and you're really talking to your family members face to face. Or if you can't, then it's through Zoom, but at least being present with them when you are with them. So giving them the attention they need, and really they can feel that. So you know how it feels like if you're with somebody and they're not really paying attention. How does it feel like for you? So I always think of this when I'm with other people. Like, that doesn't feel good to me. So I'm not going to do that to someone else. And so, it shows that you're not really caring for them, even though you probably do, but it doesn't reflect that way. So we want to be present with our family, okay? And we want to develop deep connections with some family members, or family members, because really they're from the same blood. And these deep connections are they're grounding, they're nourishing, and they're very rewarding, okay? And so maybe you want to develop some deep connection with some family members. Maybe you need to, move past some uncomfortable situations so you can have these deep connections. But really, how does your life look like when you have the family that you want? So write this down. Maybe with your family, you want to have more fun, and you want to have more positive energy around them, and less friction, and more lightness, and more happiness, more belly laughs. Maybe you need to have a conversation with them to forgive them for something, and so that you can move on and have these deep connections. But really, this is your first draft of how you want your life to look like in your family. Okay, so now we're going to move to career or retirement. So we're going to write at the very top of your sheet, or on your sheet, another category called career or retirement. So we're going to start to carve out our life vision in this category, because you can create what you crave, you create. You will create this if you write this down and you see it, you believe it, and you practice it every day. So this is powerful stuff. So with your career, maybe you want to think about having a sense of fulfillment. So finding some kind of a work, or even a work project, because you're in retirement, or just a hobby where you feel it's very fulfilling, okay? Where you can actually feel free, you can be creative, you can put your work into it, and you're building something. And it's very fulfilling. And not only that, fulfilling for you, but also contributing to a better life for other people too, contributing to a better world. Can you imagine if we all did this? That'd be amazing. What kind of world would we live in? So it's almost like you're writing a mission statement, and it's coming through your work. In fact, career and retirement is how we grow spiritually as well. It's your spiritual work comes through your career. Maybe your career, maybe you want to add more value in your career. Maybe you want your career to be more exciting. So how would that look like? Maybe your retirement. Maybe you have a bucket list. Maybe write that down. What are things you've always wanted to do you haven't done yet? That's always a fun project. Maybe you want to take a step back and think about your life purpose, and how that can move through your showing up in your career or your retirement. Okay, so now we're going to switch the gears to the last category called wealth. So wealth. So we are going to write on your list wealth. So we're going to start this new category. Okay. So maybe it's about being responsible with your current financial spending. Maybe that's what your year is going to look like, is cleaning up all the odds and ends and being more responsible with your spending. Maybe it's saving some for the future. It could be that. And if it is, and you know the number, write that down, because the more exact you are, I know it's a first draft, but the more exact you are, the more apt you're going to actually achieve it. Maybe it's with your wealth, maybe it's something that you know you need to learn to actually create the wealth. So what is it that you need to learn? What skills do you need to learn to create that wealth? So this would be really, really good for you to write this down. I'm going to give you a few more minutes here. And then I'm going to check back to see if anyone has any questions before I move on. Yes. So pain-free. Yeah, seems to be a lot of that these days. Emotional pain, physical pain, being pain-free. Yeah. So the first step, I'm just going to, on a physical perspective, and as far as the diet is concerned, is we know nightshades really do trigger pain. So you're going to want to start by removing the nightshades from your daily diet, and at least for 2 weeks, and to see if there is any shift. So with this nightshade piece, we can have the spices, just not the vegetables. So the nightshade family of foods would be things like eggplant, tomatoes, all colored peppers. They even show goji berries as part of the nightshade family foods, if you really want to take it to that degree. But really, it's more the bell peppers, the eggplant, the potatoes, that's the white potatoes, and the red potatoes, and the eggplant. So those would be, that's your first step. I would think about doing definitely a detox. Not even a question. Yes, you actually have pain because there's toxins sitting in the joints. And so you're going to want to make sure that you are seeing somebody who can help you remove the toxins within the joints or the muscle group or the ligaments or the tendons, because it's causing the inflammation, which is driving the pain. So this is what I do as well. So if you're interested in something like that, please get a hold of me, because you want to do that right. And so this is how we start to move away from pain. Maybe it's emotional pain. Maybe it's something that's really, really deep. And this is something where self-contemplation is really important. That's where nature heals. Nature seems to make everything feel better. So if you're outside, you have your book, your journal, writing down, just even free-flowing writing, some deep-seated trauma that you want to release. And once you write it down, you forgive yourself, and then you want to use it as fire to move ahead in your life, and use that as a lesson or something that happened, and use it as like fire and ammunition, and to go, no, I want something better than what I had, because a lot of us have had trauma, but we can move past this and get into a stronger version of ourselves. That's where the confidence comes in. So I want to thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so now I'm going to move back to the training, and I hope you're having fun. And we're going to go here, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so we've talked about our life vision. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to, we're going to create a balance right now. We're going to create a balance because most of us are working. And even if you're in retirement, I'm sure you're doing some kind of work projects, but there is a work-life balance. And so many people are seeking this work-life balance. It's very, very common. And either you're working too much and you don't have much of a life, or you have too much of a life and you're not working enough. Okay. So it's one of the two. So you're going to want to strive to have the balance that works for you. And so this is a key to having your best life, is because, like I said, most of your life, or most of the time, most of your day is spent working. So let's create a work-life balance. And how we're going to do that is we're going to actually start with this. We're going to get our pen and paper, and we're going to think of the end in mind, like your life legacy preparation. So at the end of your life, you're at your, this may sound kind of like dark, but it's not, at your funeral, what do you want people to say about you? And you want to really think about this, like, how do you want to be known? How do you want to be remembered? What kind of legacy do you want to live? You want, what is that one saying? At the time of birth, people cried, but at the time of your death, at the time of your birth, they cried. Oh, I can't remember that. Oh, geez. It was the opposite. Oh, I'll have to write that down. Sorry about that. But it means that when you're first born, everyone is so happy. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to remember that one. Sorry. Anyways, you want to think of the end in mind. How do you want to be remembered? Because really you want to start with the end in mind and move back from there. And again, most of our days are spent working or doing some kind of work projects. So we're going to want to start by thinking about that. How do you want to be remembered? And what is going to make you the most proud? What legacy are you going to live? Okay, so now we're going to go into the one big thing. So this is a big thing. So we are so bombarded with so many projects, so many things we want to do. People are asking us to do so many things, and we're actually, I don't know about you, but we tend to get overwhelmed. We have all these things that we are trying to balance. What I want you to do is take a step back and just think about what are the most important ones that you want to focus on. And so with my clients, what I do is I recommend just only three areas that you really want to crush it, and then letting the rest go. And so within these three, it could be, I want to, listen, I really need to improve my health, and I know that I need to get to the gym. So that's one area that I want to improve, is my physical health. And so with that, you want to pick one big thing within that category, one big thing that you can do that will move the dial to get you to what you want. So just one thing. What is it? Oh, I am actually going to sign up at a gym, and I'm going to go to the gym 2 times a week. Because I know I'm not doing that now, and I know that's the one big thing I can do to reach that one health goal that I have. So just think of one big thing in one of those areas, one big thing. So maybe it's your career. Okay, so if it's your career and you have certain goals with your career, then what is the one big thing that would move the dial in your career? Well, maybe it's you are already working out. You are a gym rat. You love to work out like I do. But really, if career is such a big focus of yours, what about doing maybe an hour's work towards your career before you get to the gym? Because you already know you're going to get to the gym. The gym is not the problem. It's the career that you're working on. So do the hardest thing first, because you're more motivated in the morning to get that done than later on in the day. I learned this from Craig Ballantyne, and he wrote the book called The Perfect Week Formula. And he always talked about, if there's something that you're not doing that you know you need to do that thing first. And you'll find that if you stay consistent with doing that thing first, then you will see that thing become what you want. And that is something that actually makes sense, and I'm doing myself. So just think of the one big thing. So get rid of all the things you want to do and just really hone in on just the 3 that you're going to focus on, and then the one big thing that will move the dial within the 3. Say it's your family. That would be another example. And what's the one big thing that you know that you could do that would move the dial with your family? I know for me, I started this years ago. I actually created a new daily routine, which was family dinners. And I guarded the family dinners. Like every night we would sit down as a family, phone free. The phone went away, and I had some guidelines, but really we had family dinners. And so I created this new ritual, and that was the one big thing that did move the dial with our family, where we would come together and we would share our day. And we would start with the question I always asked was, what was the one best thing that happened today? And we would all go through everyone would have their turn and they would share what was the one best thing that happened that day. And what a way to start a dinner. With joy and happiness and gratitude. And then, of course, you're going to digest your meal better. You're going to want to come and have family dinners more often because they're fun. And now we're making this boundary of we can't talk about work. So no work talk during family dinner because we have a family business. So you can create these boundaries. But really, that was the one big thing, was having these family dinners. Okay. So hopefully this has given you some ideas on how you could create your work-life balance. And now we're going to talk a little bit about this personal productivity review. So that means, what that means is you're starting the day with your one big thing. First of all, you're thinking ahead of how you want to be remembered. What do you want people to say about you? How do you want the end to look like? Work back. Okay, what is the one big thing that will get you to where you want to go? And then every single day, at the end of the day, this is so important. You want to review, do a product review, do a personal product review. That means, how did your day go? You mapped out your dream life. You mapped out your one big thing. How did you do? So you're basically going to score yourself, and you're going to be ruthless with yourself. Like, be honest with yourself, because it's only you and you. And what you're going to want to do is look back. How did I show up? Did I do what I said I was going to do? Did I keep my integrity? Was I the person that I wanted to be? You know, and really reflect back and do a review. You can write this down if you want. I do a sunrise walk and I do a sunset walk. So sunrise is my reviewing my day and how I want it to look. Sunset is reviewing how my day went, what I did right, what I need to improve. And man, this is called personal growth. This is how you move the dial. This is how you reach your perfect life. This is how you get away from self-sabotage, because you're all constantly reviewing yourself. Okay. It's you against you. Okay. And so you start to work together with yourself. I hope this is really hitting home with you. So I have another comment here, and that is, I want to be celebrated for being an amazing human. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So I'm reading this book called by Robin Sharma. I hope it's here. No, it's not. How to be your best health or health. And he talks about, Robin Sharma wrote the book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It actually did pivot my life, where I was and where I want to go. And it shifted me completely when I lived in Vancouver. And I read the book, and now I'm reading his other book, and it's really about how to be an amazing human. And he said the number one thing, what he learned is, he actually flew to see his top mentor before the mentor was going to pass away. He went and flew and met him and said, mentor, 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 what's the one thing that you can share with me, please, before I know you're passing? What's the one thing what's the one tip you can give me right now so I can be like my best self? One tip, one tip, one tip. And then his mentor of all said to him, serve others. That's what he said. He said, serve others. So I'm going to say serve ourselves and serve others. Because I know for women, we tend to serve others more than we serve ourselves. So I'm going to add a little bit to that. And I think it's really important, first of all, to, in the morning, to tap into yourself. And before you get up and grab your electronics and look at social media and everything that you need to do, I urge you not to do that. I urge you to, as you wake up, tap into yourself. And I want you to imagine your little girl or your little boy, but tap into that little innocent girl that's there. You're never alone. You've got this little girl, your intuition. You are with your soul. You are here. So tap into this. Even put your hand on your heart and start heart-centered. Start the day this way, okay? And this will end self-sabotage, because you are really taking care of yourself when you do this. And if you practice this, this will squash self-sabotage. It will stop self-limiting beliefs. You will tap into your power, okay? So remember, so you're going to start heart centers, and you're going to start with 10 deep belly breaths. And you're going to bring in the love, feel the love. Feel that little girl, feel that little boy, feel that innocence again. Okay, feel that before you do anything else, just do that. Start the day this way. Okay, then you can get onto your electronics, check your social media page, talk to your friends and family. They'll be asking you to do all these things, but really start here. Okay, serve yourself and serve others. Yes, doesn't it feel great to serve others? But let's serve ourselves first. Let's fill our cup so we can fill other people's cup. Okay, they feel your energy. So if you start this way, you will float around with a different energy. Okay, one that they'll want to be around. Okay, so this is something I hope that you start, actually. So thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, there is someone here who did read Think Like a Monk. Oh, Think Like a Monk. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wow, okay, well, that's good. I think I've seen that book. Okay, you're sparing my attention now. So I'm going to do a bunch of ordering. I'm going to do a bunch of ordering of some books. I'm writing them down right now because I like physical books. I don't look at iPads. We don't want to do that before bed. You won't sleep. You will have a poor quality sleep. We need to look at real books with a little flashlight, like a minor. This is what I do, is I read real books. So Think Like a Monk. Okay, I'm going to look at that. Thank you so much. I like that. And then we have someone else sharing that they read for an hour, then go for a morning run every morning starting at 5. Oh my goodness. That's powerful. Yeah. And so likely it's a spiritual book or something that you're learning, or I'd love to know, what kind of books you're reading and how it's helping. I know for me, just getting into menopause, I am now looking for more wisdom so I can pass it on. So tapping into my spirituality, tapping into mindfulness. So that's just what I'm doing, but I'd love to hear more about what you guys are reading. And going for a run starting at 5 a.m. So that's perfect. Yeah. Personal development books. Yes, yes. What I have been told is right now we're at a time of our life where the frequency is shifting, and we're here to, as we chose to be here at this time, to unwind from all this decades, like generations of trauma. There's been so much trauma that we've experienced over the years. We're breaking past these change. We're moving into a next, a better life for ourselves. Okay. And so we're getting away from control and we're getting more into personal freedom. We have to unwind and really look at what that is. And so it does take looking in the closet and seeing what's there so that you can really go, okay, well, that was then. And that's going to help me move. I experienced that. That's fine. Let me use that as fire so I can move on to my next thing, because I know what I don't want. All right. So this is all human experiences, but we are here to really look at moving past trauma and into personal freedom. I don't know if you notice this, but a lot of people are into personal development now, because that's where we're heading, is this. And the biggest tip is to tap into your intuition, to take the time to really take a step back. Instead of all this hustle, bustle, and all this, take a step back and do a run like you're doing, and just really tap into maybe making decisions based on more of this intuition and more of what feels right, instead of more of the mind. Gut feeling feels right, because I think that would be a good tool to use. Okay, so I'm going to go back to sharing my screen, and these are all really, really good tips. Okay, really, really good tips from everyone chiming in. That's good. I don't want to just be a talking head. That's boring. So for you guys to share is really good. Okay, so now we're going to make some rules for ourselves, because now we're going to actually take some real hardcore action steps. So the action steps are this. Rules actually give you freedom. Structure gives you freedom. If we don't have them, we're flying all over the place. And we need to know our rules. Okay, so it's like I'm the type of person that you actually can recreate your reality. You can recreate, you can be who you want to be. Okay. But we need the rules to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you start by doing this. So get your pen and paper, and I'm going to ask you a question right now. And so what you want to do is you want to think about what parts of your life right now, of your daily life right now, need more structure. Okay, what parts of your daily life need more structure, and how can you attain that? So basically, you're actually going to, I highly recommend you get what I have, which is a high performance planner. You start to write down your day and how you're going to structure it. So what parts of your day are not structured that you know you need to structure more of? Maybe it's, one example that comes to mind is I just picked up a client who is adrenally fatigued, and they are not sleeping, and they are tanked. They have no energy. And so the number one, I call it prescription, to get the adrenals back and the energy back is to create a daily routine. What that means is you want to wake up at the same time, you want to eat at the same time, you want to work out at the same time, and you want to sleep at the same time. Why? Your body craves rhythm. Your body craves daily routine. What it does is put your body back into circadian rhythm. When you do that, your adrenals rebuild just by doing that. Your energy comes back just by doing that, because the body knows what to expect. Okay, just think about babies. To get them to sleep, you actually create a routine for them. This is how you build their adrenals up, which it's called the organ of maturation. The first 1 year of their life is when they're actually developing their adrenals. And so if we can get the child to have a regular routine, they're going to have healthy adrenals as they age. Okay. So think about having more structure, more rules. Okay. So the next thing I want you to do is, now that you've done that, I want you to now look at if you have self-sabotage, if you have self-limiting beliefs, if you have behaviors you're not proud of, I want you to think about what behavior or habit do you want to stop. Be brutally honest with yourself. You are human. We all have these. Write that down. What's the one behavior, the one habit you know you need to stop? Write that down. Get it out of your body. Write it down. That's the first step. Write it down. Write it down. Okay, so now that you've written that down, remember, no one's looking. It's just you and you. Now I want you to look at the behavior or the habit that you want to start doing. Just one. The one big thing, just one. What do you want to start doing? What's the behavior you want to start doing? This is powerful stuff. This is what got me my dream here in Mexico. It really is. And now I'm reaching my next level. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to, think about who you aspire to be. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to emulate in life? Who is your role model? Who is somebody you really admire for what they do? Who is that? And why is that? So who is a good role model for you? Because really you want to anchor that, because you need examples. My goodness. I know for me, I have one example of a really good mom that I thought was a really good mom. That I saw was very present with her children. She came from love, and she spoke to them with respect, and she was fun and light. And she was just, to me, like the dream mom. And so I always anchor that, and I try and replicate that, so that I was a good mom to my kids, because that they were so valued that I wanted to be my best. Okay, so yeah, the next thing is what we're going to want to do is we want to the last thing we're going to do is what do you believe about yourself? This is the last question. What do you right now believe about yourself? And be brutally honest. What do you believe about yourself? So how are you showing up? Are you in alignment with how you want to show up? And if it's not really how you want, how you're showing up right now, then remember, at the end of the game, how do you want people to remember you by? And you got to start now. So if you're having self-sabotage, if you're having these self-limiting beliefs, if you keep doing that, where is your life going to go if you don't do anything? So we're going to actually create your own personal operating system. What that means is you now have seriously looked at the end in mind, how you want to be remembered. And working back from there, we did a lot of work on different categories of your life and what is stopping you from reaching your goals and how to move past that with what you need to start, what you need to stop. Okay. So it does start by thinking about it, writing it down, and believing that, yes, of course you can do this. Yes, of course. Is it going to take work? Yes, of course it's going to take work. Of course it's going to take work. And it's going to be work that is going to be moving you ahead in life instead of moving you back. And it's going to be something you're going to look back and go, wow, I'm so proud of myself. Like, look what I've done. And look how much farther I am ahead. But it really does take time to map it out and then daily start the day. What is the one thing you need to do to move ahead? And at the end of the day, you want to do personal reflection. This is how you break past self-sabotage and move into self-mastery. So if there's any more comments or questions, I'm happy to share them and see them. And again, you create what you crave. Okay, you create what you crave. And you can create anything you want. And I want you to dream big and don't dream small. Dream big, dream big. What's the worst that can happen? You're going to overshoot. So what? At least you're on your way. So how much fun of a life would it be to move ahead into your dream life? Then sit back and watch other people do it. No, you can do it. Okay. And look at your future self. What does it look like when you do? And really believe that that's you now. This is you. And you're just taking the steps to do that. It's really a systematic approach. So if anyone here is watching this and they really want to take ownership of their health, they really want to heal their disease, please reach out to me because this is exactly what I help with. If you really want to slim down and get toned and feel sexy again, please reach out to me because you want to reach out, or someone who you believe can help you. Because my biggest advice to you is this: pick someone who's already done it, who's done the work, not in the lab writing the research papers and sending it off to other people that do the work. No. The person that's actually gone through the journey and done the work themselves and have accomplished it. Okay, because they're where you want to be. Pick a mentor who is where you want to be. And the mentor is still working to be the next level. Okay, we don't stop. But really, pick someone who's been in the trenches. I can't wait to start your program. Oh, good. Yes, I've actually really excited. I picked up a few more clients and I'm onboarding them these next couple of days, actually 3 clients. So I've only got 2 spots left that I can start in June. So if anyone here is looking at, healing from disease and getting slim, strong, and sexy, please reach out to me now so that we can get you started in June. Okay. But anyways, yes, I'm very excited about these programs, only because I get to see the transformation. Oh my, from where they are to where they want to go, they actually get there and I get to witness it and help coach them along the way. Why? because I know you want something better for yourself. And I did when I was younger too. And I didn't settle until I fixed my problem. Well, I did. I fixed it. Okay. I had osteoporosis and I had amenorrhea. So if I didn't fix it, if I fell, I couldn't get myself up. I'd have a broken bone. I'd be in the hospital. No. And also, if I didn't fix my hormones, I wouldn't have been able to have children. I fixed it. And guess what? I look back and go, wow, if I can do that, what else can I do? So it's really about, we're meant to strive. We're meant to move forward in our life. Okay. And yeah, you can take one step back, but don't keep taking more steps back. You can take one step back, but take 2 steps forward. Okay. And sometimes it does mean you need a coach. Of course, I have coaches myself. Not only that, it's fun. You get to do it with someone else. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for joining in today, and I'd love to hear maybe some feedback about what you came up with, maybe a dream that you've just realized that, yeah, you actually feel like you can actually do it now. Maybe I've spurred some interest into your perfect life and what that could look like, and I want you to really get excited, okay, excited about every day moving forward for this goal, okay? So I want to thank you so much for joining, and please reach out to me if you have any more questions and that. And I love the ideas on the books. I'll have a look at that. Love Robin Sharma. And thank you so much for all your love. And I will see you next week. Next week, I'm actually going to talk about supplements, and I'm going to talk about getting an unfair advantage with some certain fat loss supplements that actually work. And so make sure you join me next week. And if you have any supplement questions, oh my gosh, please send them my way before next week, or even chime in on the call, because I would love to for you to share even the supplements you're on, so I can give my opinion, because a lot of them actually, they're not formulated very well, but some are. So I can share with you my experience with supplements, and we can make them so that they're actually helping you instead of hurting you. Okay, so thanks again for joining, and I will see you next week. Okay, love you.